Just 2 minutes late here. I apologize for the delay. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and set up my desktop share. I have just enabled the chat so anybody can post questions as we go along. One moment here. So today we're going to be talking about Aloha to the alpha phase and how bybbWEB is now moved out of the alpha phase and into our beta phase. And I'd like to go through some of the things that have been developed and are being further developed so you guys can get a great understanding of where we've come from, where we are, and ultimately where we want to go. So that being said, let me go ahead and begin to share out this screen. So I'm here on the bybbWEB sharing homepage, and you'll notice that we've updated the sliders recently. So before, this was the only thing that you would see that would load. Now we've got our official partner there that allows us to start sharing and go out to the system accounts. Let me close down Skype. Sorry about that, guys. So there's really a lot of things that have gone into this and that are continuing to go into bybbWEB. And one of the first things that I wanted to do was kind of clean up the front end interface here so that it was a little bit more clear for the different packages that we have and what those differences in those packages are. So I'd like to just kind of start with that. So you'll notice here, aside from the sliders, that there's a new category for system accounts. So there's also 2 new build automators. So we'll start here and we'll go into the build automators. So the biggest difference between the system accounts and the build automators are that the build automators include prospects that we foster for you. And that's the whole thing behind bybbWEB. Actually, on that particular slider, it explains it, and we've gone over it in other webinars where we foster for you, we chat for you, we email for you, and the whole idea is that we are building that relationship between you and your prospects, ultimately, again, with the goal of enrolling them as sharing partners in your downline and beyond. So on the Build Automators page, I'd like to point out that this is beta phase. This is not the final version. We've also tagged the header of the site with beta phase so everybody is aware that the system is not in full production. And you may see some bugs, some glitches, some delays as we are still updating the core of bybbWEB. So when you're doing development and you're updating the core, you can't always do that without downtime. Plugins and widgets and things like that can be added to a system without downtime, but when you're actually working on the core, it's very difficult to do anything without downtime. So as we are in the beta phase, as we are upgrading the core and we are adding functionality, there will be downtime. There'll be delays, there'll be pauses, but we're going to strive to stay in constant communication with the customers, letting you guys know exactly what's going on. So here on the automator page, I'd like to point out that we've added 2 new build automators, the 25 and the 50. And they respectively have their own setup fees and a different number of prospects that are bundled in. So we've made it so that you can actually carousel this page by dragging it left or right, or you can carousel it by hitting the bullets on the bottom. And then all of the build automators are available right here for quick access. So moving on to the system accounts, this system account category will have a table like you just saw in the build automators, but it's going to be for the system accounts. So I'll just go over some of the basic differences between the system accounts here so people can understand. The system accounts are built for people that want to use the bybbWEB system to recruit and build from their warm market. And the most significant difference between light and elite is the number of warm market contacts you can have. So right now, light has been drilled down to 50, and elite is unlimited. So if you're a builder or you've got a significant list, you'll want to go with the elite. If you're just learning the ropes and starting out and you've got less than 50 people that you're going to be trying to work with, then light would work fine. The secondary purpose of the system accounts are for the people who hold build automators but no longer need monthly prospects. So let's say that they've had a BA 100 for 3 months. That would give them 300 prospects, at which time they could downgrade to either the light or the elite, because build automator assigned prospects or build automator garnered prospects do not count toward the number of prospects in the system accounts. So you can have 300 or 1,000 or however many build automator prospects that you would still have full access to. We would still do the full advocacy for, but you're only going to be spending $4.95 a month if you're not going to be working with that many warm market prospects. So moving down, system stats has also been updated and will also be updated again. There is new functionality being added in. We want to actually expose to everybody in real time the volume of email that we're pushing through the BYBB sharing system out to the prospects. And that's going to be available for you real time on the stats page. So the first thing you're going to see on the stats page now is the prospector status. And so when your partner prospector is running, everything's in good shape. Prospects are coming in, emails are going out, prospects are being funneled. When it's stopped, it will say paused or stopped, and it will actually give you the reason why. So you won't have to wonder, hey, what's going on? What is it doing? The current phase of the system is phase 2, beta. So this will be updated to say phase 2, and instead of -3 in beta, this is going to say current. Alpha phase is ready and passed, and then the final phase is about 82 days away. So the biggest thing that we needed to accomplish in the alpha phase was building the partner prospector. And you can look at some of our past webinars and get a really good detailed explanation of what the partner prospector does. But essentially, this is the biggest cog in our system that takes the prospects from all of our vendor sources and divvies them out to build automator holders. The partner pages are our microsites that had gone from capture pages to microsites, and so these are actually the microsites. You'll see that it's only at 90%. That's because we have not finished all of the bells and whistles that we have intended for liferestoring.com, as well as liferewarding.com itself is just barely getting underway. Partner proxy is now at 100%, and that's going to be closed out. BYBB webinars does have two other things that I want to do to it before that's closed out. Phase 1 cores is your dashboard, and I'm going to drill in and show you guys some of the updates we've made to the dashboard and explain some of the new things that we want to put on the dashboard. And what's really exciting, and the reason I delayed the webinar, but it's still yet delayed, is the social connector. And I'll go ahead and tell you what it is that we're going to be doing here. So we are hooking into Facebook through custom Facebook apps, as well as Twitter. And we are going to be giving you the option in your dashboard to display, literally push prospect activity from your partner prospector straight out to your Facebook page. So if you have a Facebook fan page, you can designate that fan page or the Facebook group or your personal page in your BYBB dashboard with a checkbox that says push prospect activity. And every time you get a prospect, it's going to pop up on your Facebook page. Hey, my build automator just got me Jane S. in Chicago as a new prospect. Or Jane S. in Chicago has just converted to a product partner. Or Jane S. in Chicago has just converted to a sharing partner. Jane S. has just made her first order. And all of that different granular activity will push out to create and maintain a buzz in the social arenas where applicable. So we're pretty excited for that. There's been a lot of work put into the social connector. It was actually something that we've been working on for about 8 months now from the very inception of BYBB. So it's substantial and it's just about ready. So we're pretty excited for that. The email that I mentioned to you is going to be tracked right here above traffic. So at this point, we've generated 6,960 unique visitors to BYBB, and it's tens of thousands of emails, and we track the traffic from 1 week versus another and 1 month versus another. So, you know, this month you guys can see here, it's kicking up. We're only on the 12th, and we're already close to what we did all of last month. So the volume is building, the momentum is building, and we're really excited to maintain this growth. So that being said, let me show you guys some enhancements on the dashboard. I'm not going to be getting into life restoring or into some of the other stuff that I've covered in webinars in the past. We're just trying to keep this short and sweet and show people the new system accounts, the new build automators, and enhancements to the dashboard. So while this is loading on my other screen, just a moment here. So what I'm going to do is actually load a customer's account. Just another moment, please. Sorry for the dead air. So the account we're going to be looking at is full. And by the way, I'm really happy to say that we are nearly complete on all active build automators. So the back orders are nearly fulfilled, and you know that's a big deal. It's been a long time coming. It's been a whole lot of work trying to work through the different stages of development and service availability and product availability and marketing campaigns and all of that good stuff. So that being said, let me go ahead and load this dashboard, and I can show you guys what we're talking about here. Of course, it slows down when I want to do a webinar. The system's been flying excellent all day long. Just a moment, please. Here we go. So this particular account has ordered over 300 prospects and has 584 prospects delivered. Active BA holders will also see that the majority of their prospects have been delivered. I'd like to just explain real quick that after we rebuilt the BYTH system, we had to go back and completely rewrite BYBB. So many of the API calls and functionality that we had developed for their former back office were completely obsolete. Not only was what we built obsolete, but we had to rewrite to catch up to the standard that we had built on the new platform for BYoung. And you know, while that could be, in some cases it was extremely expeditious to be able to do that, in other cases it was extremely daunting to try to sync some of the really sophisticated functionality that the new BYoung platform has and have that all carry over. And what I mean by that, just to give you a rough idea, is like on the life restoring site, when a prospect goes to order the product, we inject them or insert them as a product partner. But not only are we doing the insert as a product partner in your downline, we also need to coordinate tax calculation, shipping calculation, payment processing. So literally from life restoring through the BYBB silo, it goes out and talks to the BYoung platform and initiates all of those transactions instantly. And then we have to get all of that response back from the BYoung platform and pass that on to the prospect. So, or into their cart for the order process. So it's not, you know, while it looks very simple and basic, the actual technology behind that very simple and clean interface is anything but regular. So it's exciting. You know, it's taken us longer to develop everything than we would like, but it is beautiful. I am not going to connect to Warm Market here because I'm under a customer account and I don't want to display that. But I do want to go ahead and drill in and show you guys. So this interface now includes the bonus. So again, sorry, let me wrap up my thought. The reason you see 584 prospects is because in the rewrite, we still have not fixed some of the original code that was developed for the bonus prospects. And so what you're seeing here is a combination of delivered bonus and regular build automated prospects. And that's why that number is more than the ordered. It's actually a cumulative total right here being delivered while we sort out the logic yet to get this fixed. Because it's not mission critical, we have many more things that are mission critical, like making life restoring talk to the Be Young platform and having all of those prospects and enrollments tracked here and bringing in the prospects and having them divvied out perfectly again with the round robin. That was actually the majority of the code that we were able to salvage. It just needed some refinement. So it's up. But here's what I really wanted to show you. Well, let me start here. So this has also been updated now. Before, actually, I don't want to show that. Sorry. Hopefully that won't load. Good. Again, I didn't want to give away the customer's particular information. But now all of you guys can log into your dashboards. And when you go to the Be Young TH module, you'll see that it's no longer something that's editable where you can put in your information. It's actually information being pulled directly from the Be Young system. So your sharing name and your gym level and things like that are not something that you get to choose anymore. They're something that are hard-coded, and you can only change it in your sharing center profile. So we had ran into an issue where the sharing ID here on bybbWEBINARS was not consistent with the new sharing name on Be Young. And then furthermore, we had several customers who had not even set up their sharing name, even though they had been asked to on various webinars, as well as by company-wide emails. But for whatever reason, it never got set up. And so when we went to fire everything up again, it broke because it was creating null addresses in the message queue, and it broke things. It was a mess. And so that was another reason for a stall. Anyway, long story short, we're now double checking to make sure the sharing names are there before your prospector is ever initiated for you, to alleviate us ever running into that problem again. But for those of you who have been with us for some time now, and we really do appreciate that, I would like to say thank you. Your continued support is most appreciated. We are working very hard and very diligently, and I hope that this screen right here that we're looking at is able to demonstrate that for you guys. This has been completely refactored, and now we have changed our mind, and instead of exposing just the first name, we're giving you the first name of the prospect. Still, at any time, once the prospect chooses to enroll with you or requests to meet you out of the life restoring funnel or the soon coming up life rewarding funnel, their full contact information is going to be exposed here. But you'll still see a sign date. You'll see how many emails they've received, how many chats, and their status. So what's going to happen here on the status is, as they take suggested and promoted activities such as watching a video for a particular length or looking at all of the pages in a particular microsite, their status is going to become hot. Or if they request to meet you, their status is going to become hot. And we've set it up so that there's an autoresponder in the bybbWEBINARS sharing system that when it comes hot, you're going to get a special email for that, alerting you to that fact. And then once, at the end of the day, when it's all done, when we're in our final production version, you're going to be able to select text messages, and you're going to be able to also have that pushed out to your social property, and not only Facebook, but some of the others that are also being integrated right now. And we're pretty excited about it. The other thing that's going to happen is when somebody unsubscribes, we are going to add in, so it'll be your prospects, and then you're going to have right over here your warm market, and underneath there it'll be cold market. And essentially, when somebody goes cold, having unsubscribed, we're going to give you full details, because as your advocate, we gave it our best shot. They told us they're not interested, so we're going to turn their full details over to you, and you'll be able to right here through your bybbWEBINARS sharing system reach out to them with, you know, say, hey, I understand that you're unsubscribed from Life Restoring or Life Rewarding or what have you, but you know, I'm the person that hired BYBB Sharing to go out and advocate for me. You know, are there any questions in particular, or is there anything that I could do to help, or however you'd like to approach it? And we're actually also going to offer you some canned messages that you guys are going to be able to use. So this is the biggest improvement in your dashboard, and it's important to note that now it will give you a total of how many prospects you have listed. It also is flexible enough that you can select how many items per page you would like to see. So if you'd like to go ahead and see 100 of them, you just click 100 and the system will reload and display 100 per page. So if this person has 500, 600, we should see about 6 pages load once this is done. I apologize for the delay right now. I actually have some of the guys working on the system right now, so it's a little bit sluggish, but it's still working just fine nonetheless. So now you can see we're at 100 and we've got 6 pages to display 600 items. So again, very exciting times. BYBB has had its first conversions, and see, they are working on it. We broke it. And that's a big deal. You know, it's proof that what it is that we've envisioned building can actually be done. Is it at our 3% conversion rate that we've been targeting? No. Do I think we can get it there? Absolutely. You know, check the stats page, check what have you, and you can see the progress that's coming along. And now with the more affordable build automators, we expect to be able to help a lot of people. It came to us loud and clear, especially, you know, in talking with people in the alpha group, that the price is prohibitive. It was cost prohibitive for people to participate. So instead of starting at a minimum of 100, we drilled it down to 25, and now you can get in and you know, every build automator comes with an elite account. So if you even just got in at a BA 25 and then you wanted to import 300 people from your Gmail contacts or your Yahoo contacts or Outlook, then you could, and you could begin sending them through the available funnels. So that's one of the microsites. Sorry, I'm trying to correct myself here. The funnels are now called microsites. And that's one of the secondary major differences with the system accounts. So I apologize, they're doing an upload right now, so that site is down. Again, we're, you know, updating the core. I was going to go back to the elite and the Elite page. Actually, I think I might have that up here. No, but the status is still there. So hopefully in the next 2 days we'll have the description table up there on the top of the system accounts category page, where you'll be able to see the differences with the price and the setup and how many prospects you can manage, or warm market contacts rather, you can manage. And you know, let's continue just to work together and pushing it all forward for everybody's continued success. And that said, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at some of the chats and see what kind of questions we're getting in and see what I can do to answer it. Some people are having display issues with it being blurry. I know that to be a connection-related problem. I've seen it. Again, somebody's having a display issue. And, So can somebody tell me now if they're still having display issues or if you guys are seeing the screen? Okay, got the sound back. Not gone buffering. I'm not seeing very many questions coming in, so I think that's a good thing. I think I've explained most things. We did send out an email last night, which included information about today's webinar, as well as the email that we worked so hard to put together to send out Be Young Total Health company-wide. And here and now, I would also like to give a huge thank you to Becky. She's been a huge help in getting all of this sorted and helping us, you know, compose the messages and disseminate the messages and keeping people educated. She really has worked really hard. And so Gladys is letting me know that, yes, you guys did lose me. I'm going to check the replay, guys. If we do have a problem in the replay, I will redo this webinar. Even I'll do it on Saturday, which I usually wouldn't. But if there is a broadcast problem with this, I will redo it. So that said, looks like there are no particular questions on what we've covered. I would like to just remind everybody that the email has been sent out, which did consist of a lot of this information. And if no other questions come in, excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this BYBB webinar. I will double check the replay. If there are problems, I will reschedule and push out a notification to everybody. And I would like to thank you so much for your time, so much for your continued support, and let's just move it on down. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend.